Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and I'm going to be checking out Future Doom by Darko. I did a reaction recently off of another track from Dethmask Part II, and this was the one most commonly people were saying they wanted also checked out on the channel, so here I am. At this point, I will have heard everything else off of it, so this will be my last video for Dethmask Part II, but I am excited to check it out. I will link all of Darko's promotional links in the description of this video. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking, and we are going to get straight into it. Oh. What? That melody was unexpected there. This synth is so cool. Their use of it on this whole EP is sick. Feel it building? Even almost felt like a rip there. Groovy now. Feels like. Oh, not done. Oh. Darko, Future Doom. Let's discuss. So it is very unique, and they, it's not surprising with Darko. They have experimental feel to them, and they have since the beginning, and I think that's something that's kind of made them attractive to listen to in the scene. But this one has like, it's really that synth for me that was just such a quirky sound to be involved in this, and the amount that it's like that style of synth is used in the track, and sort of like that almost like an electronic music melody that you would hear over like some heavy house music or something, like as the build up, but just used over Darko, which is very interesting to say the least, to hear. But then you also have Tom Barber involved in it with his vocals, and sort of like that stuttery drop like the beginning of this one has, that they use. Doing stuff like that is very much in their sound, or what I associate to be associate with their sound, at least at this point. But then you go into an album like Oni, which it didn't have so much of that feel, where this does. But that synth was just something for me that brought out a whole nother level of character to the song, I suppose. Like something that makes you laugh and like really sticks out. That'll be something when I look at the track list and think of Future Doom, it'll immediately pop into my head like that. Like it was not a good recreation of what that synth sounded like, but went ahead and went for it. But other than that, you also have like, there was that break where it has the drum beat, which is very Darko feeling, and also puts them outside of a lot of the genre that they sound like otherwise. It's a lot of that stuff that puts them into a different category than a lot of bands that they would be in the same category with otherwise, if that makes sense. In the past, I've talked about how I've really enjoyed some of Darko's releases when I'm listening to them for the first time and they don't stick with me, and like overall, and in terms of heavy listening and my on repeat playlists and things like that. And I do think some of that is like so much of what I listen to heavily relies on like the riffs in the song, the guitar work, and Darko has a very heavy electronic presence, which is obvious to most probably. If not, this EP solidifies that for sure. And I can't say obviously at this point that this will be any different, but I do feel like the type of synth in this track being so quirky and working so well with the rest of the song, and Tom Barber's vocals, and some of the heavier aspects, like after that point where I said it felt kind of like Hush, where in a video or something, I could just imagine that being the case, like quiet before the drop, in that portion of it, and stuff, the heaviness that's delivered on after that, that is present, of course, and that helps for me. But I think it may come down to the non-revisiting and stuff, how much of what I'm listening to brings its character through riffs. And with this song, I felt like it did accomplish that. And I'm not saying a song can't have character without it, but I don't listen to a ton of stuff that like what's being incorporated into Darko from other genres. Like, I don't listen to a lot of that on its own, so I don't think that does enough for me. It's like I can appreciate what's happening in a lot of their discography. You can recognize how it's different from a lot of what you listen to. It's fun and all of that, but I think for me, like putting on the playlist and stuff, this will be the one, along with a couple others off this release, that I may do the most revisiting to, and I'll kind of need to dive further into why that is. But the use of Tom's vocals in most of his projects has been something I've dug, and this has been the most unique, I would say, for the instrumentation that accompanies it and all of that. But yeah, those are my thoughts, I suppose. I could keep trying to carry on about the things that I heard in this song, but I really dug this one. I'm not sure what my favorite track off of Dethmask Part II is yet, especially after only hearing this once. I'll need to do more listening, more revisiting what sort of sticks out to me the most, and kind of diving into what I was just mentioning about the stuff that hasn't stuck with me over time in their discography. So, on my first listen, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you thought in the comments, what your favorite track off of this has been. This will be one of them for sure, one of my favorite tracks for the reasons I listed. So, all of Darko's social media, promotional links, all of that stuff will be in the description of this video. You can also find my Linktree, which will have all my links as well. The Patreon, which I have just recently rolled out and have had a ton of fun working on the content for it. A huge shout out to everybody who has joined so far. It means the world to me, and I'm very appreciative, and have been working on a bunch of of stuff for y'all. So other than that, you can also find the invite for the Discord server. The Discord is where our community for my channel is based. We have a lot of really wonderful people in there, a conversation going on most of the time, a lot of different channels to be involved in. So if you're interested in coming to join, check that out. That will be there, as well as my Instagram profile link where I do post all music related content. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.